Hello, guys. Today we are going to talk about a book on Buddhism. As you can tell from the title, it's a book on Buddhism called Buddha or Bust In Search of Truth, Meaning, Happiness, and the Man Who Found Them All by Perry Garfinkel. Well, I had been wanting to read this book since a long time, many years actually. And then I finally got down to reading it. It was good, but not that good actually. Yeah, it was good, but not great. Anyways, it's about a guy called Perry Garfinkel, who is from the United States of America, and he goes to different countries in search of finding the truth about Buddha and about Buddhism. He goes to India, he goes to Sri Lanka, he goes to what do you call it, Japan, Thailand, and China, different countries like that in search of the true meaning of Buddha and about Buddhism. He is basically a photographer for the National Geographic magazine, and that's what is mentioned throughout the book. Apart from that, he talks about how the Buddhism is a religion which is 2,500 years old. Okay, so the whole book revolves around the Buddha and about Buddhism and about the travels of the guy called Perry Garfinkel, who is from the United States of America. It's about his travels, all the countries he been to, and stuff like that. But most importantly, it's about the Buddha himself. Okay, it's about how Buddhism is a religion, and is, I think in the book it claims that it is the fourth most fastest growing religion in the world. Okay, it's about Buddha and how he taught his beliefs to people, and how Buddhism originated from the east and went to the far east. Okay, it's about how Buddha explained to people why there is suffering in the world and how can we attain happiness and stuff like that. So that's what happens in this book, guys. Uh, and it also revolves around suffering and the Buddha and the different places that the man goes to. So that's what happens in the book, guys. Yeah, that's what happens in the book. I don't know what more to say though. So, Buddha basically tells you how to lead a happy and a good life and get rid of the suffering in the world. And he also tells you why there is suffering and how people can be helped and stuff like that. And in the end, he sums it all up by saying different stuff about how his life is and about how Buddha sat under the tree and waited for a revelation to come. Okay. He also talked about the Tiananmen Square episode which happened in 1989. Apart from that, he also talked about this guy called, what do you call him? This guy called uh, this guy called McCurry. He talks about that guy who is a man who took the picture of an Afghan girl who came on the cover of the National Geographic. I think her name was Gulshan Bibi or something like that. So he also mentions that in the book. So the book is basically about Buddhism, Buddha, teachings of the Buddha, and the travels and life of the author who is works for National Geographic and goes to different countries and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what happens in the book, guys. It was a well written book, and I enjoyed reading it, but it was nothing great, as I said before. It was good, but not great. Anyways, I can't remember a lot of stuff from what, I don't know what happened else in this book. Apart from that, in the end, he talks about the Dalai Lama, who His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and stuff like that, and about Buddhism and stuff like that. So that's how the book ends. There was actually a very abrupt ending to the book, actually, after talking about Buddha and his experiences in life and stuff like that. Okay, that's what happened in the book, guys. So this book wasn't even that long. It was hardly around, hardly more than 320 pages long if you include the index, though. Anyways, so as I said before, he talks about the Dalai Lama in the end, and that's what happens in this book, guys.